Hello YouTube friends, Dr. Teresa Ulrich here. Good to be with you again. Well, it's been quite the mystery trying to figure out what is taking this nitrogen cycle so long in this Seahorse tank. I've had a canister filter on it for a few months now. I haven't added any biological waste to it. But that nitrite level just doesn't seem like it's coming down. So I did a test here. I don't know, maybe it's a little bit lighter, maybe it's getting closer to 1 parts per million, but it's still looking like that more purplish color than the violet color. So it seems awfully slow. So just for my own curiosity, I decided to test the ammonia level and see if there was ammonia issue going on there, but when I look, ammonia looks like it is where it needs to be. So I'm not sure what the delay is. Again, I didn't bother testing the nitrates because the nitrites are so high, I know they're still going to be converting over to nitrates. So I decided to use another measuring tool just to see for comparison. And you might remember if you watched one of my previous videos, I tried using the dip test stick and I wasn't getting any readings from it, so I didn't trust it at all, which is what caused me to go to the tubes. But now it looks like it's giving me pretty accurate readings, so I might be using this for a little bit to gauge how things are moving along and then use the tubes just to confirm. So let me roll this a little bit to compare. So the extreme left is showing the nitrates, and it looks like we're sitting at about 40 parts per million, which isn't horrible, but we definitely want it lower than that for seahorses. When I look at the next one, the second from the left, the color is right in between, or maybe even pretty close to spot on to that 5 parts per million, which is exactly what the tube test is showing. So maybe this is more accurate than I thought. When we look at the pH range, it's pretty good. The pH is the third from the left pad. And I'm looking at where that falls. There are 2 rows here, or 2 columns that have the orangish reddish color. The one on the right in that group is the one that goes with salt water. So I'm a little above 8.0, which is a nice level to be. And let me see what this last one is. These last 2 readings are more appropriate for fresh water. So I'm really looking at those left 3 pads. So it seems like for what I need right now, just to track the progress of things, I can get away with using this dipstick, which is really nice because you just do 2 quick swirls in the water. I've done 2 small water changes. I may let the tank sit a little bit longer, do another small water change, and then see how that rates. The only thing I can think of is the decor that I had in there somehow collected some debris that is still working its way out. But even so, with the canister filter, which is double to triple rated for this size tank, I would have thought by now that would have cleared up. The protein skimmer is still working really well, and as appropriate, it skims and pulls waste out. You can see the bubbles in there. Right now there's not a lot of heavy removals, so that's another sign to me there really isn't that much in the tank. And you can see by the collection cup there really isn't a buildup of liquid foam being pulled out. So it's definitely quite a mystery. So it looks like I have a little bit more time to wait. Like I said, I'll probably end up doing another small water change to see if we can get those nitrites to finally start coming down. I don't know if you remember my previous video, I was doing a water change, and I was cleaning and I knocked over my homemade seahorse feeding station, and I had my husband help me, and what we did is we used some aquarium seal and fastened the pieces together so everything stays in one place and I don't have to worry about it knocking over, which will work out really nice when I actually get the seahorses in there. So thanks for hanging out with me and for staying tuned. I just don't know why this is taking so long, but it is really great when you think about it that we have the capability of testing the invisible particles in water that let us know if the water is safe for our fish or not. I'm sure back in the day, before all of these chemicals were available to the average household fish keeper, it was a mystery trying to figure out how and why fish would survive or not when we put them in a new tank. So really it is a modern wonder. But in the meantime, as I said, I'm just going to rely on the dipstick measurements, and when it looks like things are in pretty good shape, then I'll double check with what I would consider to be the more accurate tube of water liquid measurements. And that's it until next time. Thanks so much for tuning in.